morning to all of you, dignitaries on the dais and of the geographical context. So with this, that's why I titled the talk as Reaching E-Learning to the Unreached, because always IGNOU says it is reaching to the unreached, but here one specialized way of looking at it. And we are trying to build a new system of open education which may get commissioned in some of the programs in the next few months. Some are having it already informally. What is this, how we have done it, and what it addresses? That's the brief talk here. Well, one of the things why we have to do this is the system that I am proposing may also address a much larger national need. As per whatever Government of India says, Prime Minister says, we have to educate 500 million youth by 2022, and our India's gross enrollment ratio is quite low, about 12 to 13% in the 18 to 23 age group of the population, compared to 26%. Numbers are slightly different now. In the global average, China is 24%, United States is 34%. So India has to at least almost double the number of enrollment in the education sector. That is one side. But other side is the quality. How are we going to manage it? And unfortunately, we have taken a wrong notion of education. Preparing students for university exam has become more or less education in the undergraduate. It's a big divide between postgraduate education and undergraduate education. For example, the universities are only hosting the postgraduate education, relegating to the colleges, and that is a big disadvantage because we can't groom teachers through such a channel. A teacher teaching only undergraduate education can never be a perfected teacher in many ways. It's important, even PhD scholars start teaching, and those are people are not going there exactly. So there's a severe shortage of quality teachers, compartmentalization of subject, because when you prepare students for exam, you don't teach them how to connect what is taught with other subjects, with the realities on the world. So in some sense, by the present system of education, we have entrenched mediocrity at the core. It has become very rigid. How do we liberate our teachers and the education system is the real challenge. Okay? And there are three entities which govern the system: the universities, colleges, the ministry, government, and there are these councils and commissions. Unfortunately, the three are not working harmoniously. They are working at cross purposes, creating more confusion. So sometimes I say NCT means National Confusion of Teacher Education, or AICT has become All India Confusion of Technical Education. This kind of problems have arisen and nobody is addressing those issues. Okay. Now, that's why I'm saying the present education, just summarizing it, the present education is reduced to teaching classes against board university exams. Even in IGNOU, that's what we do. We help them conduct the final exam, prepare that. Students are, agility in syllabus is almost rigid, gone, and we are programming students to answer questions which can be done better by programmed computers. Okay, teaching to prepare students for exams removes good teachers from teaching. This fundamental fact we have neglected, and education is isolated from national development of all kinds. Continuing education is not addressing the real world needs of contingent education and so on. It is neither learning centric nor learner centric. So, and in a situation like this, technology being a tool, unless we have the right paradigms to use that tool, we may end up using ICT wrongly also and entrench the very weaknesses further into the systems that we create. So one has to understand that e-learning should be enabling learning, empowering learning, enlightening learning, not just a ossified or ossification of the past into the present. That's the problem we face. So if you look at, there is a great book called Opening Up Education by Toru Iyoshi and Vijay Kumar of MIT, freely available for download. You can also print it from MIT Press. And that book is titled Opening Up Education. So that same thing I have just quoted as a title. We have some developments in the country, some positive things also. One is this national program on technology enhanced learning, where hundreds of professors have come together. Now there are 125 video courses on YouTube. They have got excellent global reviews by various people who use it, and it has become the single largest video site of India watched by the world. That is not the popular entertainment and all that. It is the IIT lectures which have become the single largest. We have crossed more than 3.3 million views of lectures, which is something. So National Knowledge Network, NME, ICT, these are all some initiative, but we need larger vision and understanding to how to go about deploying. There is no engagement or public debate in these things to see how this can be done, and so in some sense there is no vision or strategy in either of them at the moment. And of course we have very many global developments, open courseware, open knowledge initiative, open education resources, new concepts like wiki books where students can annotate on the books, and many new concepts in e-content, active, interactive e-content. Now it is called OCW2, Open Courseware 2, which is a kind of community driven or social driven form of focused education. Is it possible? Open access publishing, curriki.org and so on. Another thing, big development is cloud computing, and fast suits are plentifully available. So the way we want to manage IT and infrastructure in the universities and colleges must explore the advantages of using this. And in IGNOU we are introducing this technology enhanced open learning, or TEOL. In fact, NPTEL, TEOL and things like OCW2 totally open up a very different dimension in education and e-learning. And how do we go about it? So now our IGNOU challenges is that at the moment our ODL is largely printed self-learning material centered, contact classes in study centers, we send assignments, term and exams, and that's complete, of course, associated processes. We don't have the capacity to supervise except in the learning materials generation. Okay. The other than, of course, we trust the study center and the counselors. There are tens of thousands of counselors out there, but we do not know their comfort. If they need help, how to support them. These are all weakness in the IGNOU system. So our problem is program and course coordinators, academic counselors constitute the largely unknown instruction team. I don't even have registered list of counselors in a particular subject. The study center appoints them, but not necessarily we have a record of that. And then our students are unseen. They are spread all over the country. So we have some elite programs with small enrollment, and we use standard conventional LMS, Moodle and all that. But vast majority, 99% of IGNOU learners don't have access to technology enhanced learning. So how do we build a system for that? So now the thing is, we decided we'll try social networking. What about that? Because the best way to build this system of unknown instruction team of subject experts and teaching assistants to reach and teach unseen or engage the learners in unseen learners across geography. So we decided we'll build course-specific social networking. How do we discipline this networking into credit-worthy system of open education? That is one challenge. How do we assure that it effectively reaches and engages students in designated learning activities who have only intermittent internet access from specific places, may see telecasts or listen to community radio, and of course access to mobile devices is probably the most assured form of reaching them. How do we use this to do that? So I am trying to introduce a system. I am nicknaming it as Vedya Dhara. Vedya means something worthy of knowing. So Dhara means flow. So hopefully this portal will give flow of anything worthy of knowing as education. Okay. So it's can we use this, consider this as a unified e-learning framework for the future? There we say unified if it supports conventional classroom education or tutored video instruction using recorded video lectures from the best professors where we don't have experienced teachers, or of course the printer self-learning material, e-content kind of things, and web portals which are this thing. Any mode of this thing can be used for delivery now, and we have to engage this and by augmenting the learners through various systems. Then we have to have, of course, have discussion forums, email, mobile alerts and all. At the same time, we must reach the unreached. Okay. So one of the key thinking is that any learning should provide quality resources access, but contextualized to the topic that we are talking. Support to the teachers so that they deliver better instruction, quality of efforts by the students, and quality ambience, the learning ambience that we have to create. How do we do that? So, and another thing is use all possible modes, TV, community radio, internet, mobile, maybe call center, other kinds of new devices like iPad and e-book readers and all those are coming. Keep an open eye that this system